Out here every afternoon, they pat a little makeup on me and they give me a script. I just read whatever they tell me to read. I don't know if it's true or not. Do you, Brandon? This is like a sitcom. You're not supposed to take this seriously, are you?
The Paul Feinbaum Show, weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and on the SEC Network.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports Saints offensive lineman Trey Turner will miss the upcoming season with a torn quad. Turner just joined the team 3 days ago after signing his contract. Free agent running back Dalvin Cook will visit with the Jets on Sunday. What are the chances he'll sign with New York?
I think they're pretty high, man. I think we're in a position of a team that's building something special, and I want to be a part of something special, as a player. And I want to add to just whatever they got going on. So I think the possibility is high right now, of getting things done.
Dalvin Cook on Good Morning Football on the NFL Network. ESPN's Heather Dinich reports the Big 12 would like to add one more school to bring the membership to 14 after Oklahoma and Texas leave for the SEC next year. Colorado is coming back to the Big 12 next year. Max Verstappen, who's won the last 7 F1 races, won the pole for Sunday's Belgian Grand Prix, but he'll take a 5-place grid penalty for using his 5th gearbox of the season.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. They're close, convenient, and have the parts you need fast, along with excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
It is our favorite day of the week. Friday in the city, man. Let's get it. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome in. It's the Kinner and Kev Show, Dayton's ESPN radio station, 1410 Wing AM. I'm Jocelyn Kinner. He's Kev Nash. Mr. Kev Nash, welcome.
What up, Doe? How you feeling?
Feeling great. I just told you it's a Friday. Doing this weight loss challenge, which I was telling you, some weight loss challenge with some good friends of ours. And last Friday, weighed in at 207.6. Sent it over. And been just busting my ass all week. Been getting up at 5:30. Been, Planet Fitness, was the Rock say, clanging and banging. I've just been look at this. I'm getting some muscles. Yes, exactly. From the man boobs down though, it's a little dicey. But I'm working on the pecs and the arms and the shoulders. I figure, on the camera, it's man boobs up. So I just got to focus. I got the fresh haircut. Working on shrinking the man boobs a little bit. I'm on fire to start the show today. I'm all jacked now. Started losing weight throughout the week. I'm like, man, I'm going to probably lose more than everyone else in this challenge this week. And yesterday went golfing. Was over at the Scarlet and Gray course in Columbus. Sweated my you-know-what off. Weigh in 202. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I've lost 5 pounds this week. Cannot wait. But went out with some friends. Had a couple brewskis. A couple more brewskis. Then it was buy one, get one for the wings.
Oh.
Then the 20 boneless wings. Then I got on the scale this morning, 209. How the hell does that happen? That is some body fluctuation right there.
Rehydrated.
Yeah. Hydration.
Carved up.
Hydration is for the birds, man. But nonetheless. So, yes, but we are off and rolling again. Happy Friday. Kinner and Kev, 1410 Wing AM. So much to get into. We're going to open up with the reaction to the injury to Joe Burrow and what that means for the Bengals moving forward. Unfortunately, yesterday we're doing the show, and once we get rolling, we're not on the social media stuff too much unless it's popping up on in the feed. I had no idea what was happening. We get off the air. I'm like, well, I feel really dumb because we didn't even address any of that stuff. So, relax, folks. But
sorry.
I'm sorry about it. But it sounds like there's not a whole lot to react to. I mean, look, of all the bad things that could have happened with that injury, it sounds like it's the best case scenario. Now, that sounds wild. I'm not saying it's a good thing Joe Burrow's hurt or anything like that. It's not. But for everything that it could have been, this is actually the best of what it could have been. ESPN's Adam Schefter had this to say earlier today about the impact of Joe Burrow and the contract, because keep in mind that plays a role in this as well. I just saw a little bit ago, by the way, he's not at camp today. He did not, I don't know what nothing bad there, but he's not I don't think anyone expected him to be at practice, but not at camp at all. But here's ESPN's Adam Schefter regarding the Joe Burrow injury.
And you have to wonder now, with Joe Burrow's agent also representing Nick Bosa, who didn't even show to the 49ers training camp and won't show until he gets a new contract, if we won't see Joe Burrow back on a practice field again until he does become the highest paid player in NFL history. But for now, it looks like a calf injury. Calf injuries usually sideline players multiple weeks, but mixed in with the backdrop of his unsettled contract situation, you have to wonder if we'll see Burrow again before his name gets signed.
So will we see him again before his name gets signed? Because to me, that's the biggest takeaway about all this. It's a calf injury, whatever. Be back in a few weeks. But it's the element of the contract. The element of the contract. This is where we're going to find out. Is it Joe Burrow's party holding this up? Is it the Bengals holding this up? Because if it's Joe Burrow's party holding this up and that scare that happens yesterday, I don't know who that scares more. Joe Burrow of, okay, I'm not stepping foot back out there until this contract's done. Or does it scare the Bengals to where, oh, crap, we just need to hurry up and get this contract done? Or does that scare them from getting the contract done? I mean, he's not injury or prone, but every year it's something. Right? Like, he's not injury prone. I'm not going to stir that pot, but like, Kev, it's always something.
Yeah.
Now, he's very durable in the months that matter. Let's be clear. I mean, I know the rookie season, that was a horrific injury. Last year was the appendectomy and all that stuff, appendicitis. And then, this year with this, it's unfortunate. But nonetheless, it could not have happened at a worse time. But then again, it could have happened at a worse time technically, because it's not going to miss any of the regular season unless this is worse than what they're leading on.
Right. I don't think it's worse than what they're leading on because of the tweet that they sent out earlier this morning. Everyone, please stop calling and offering us your calf muscle. It doesn't work like that. Joey will be back. I don't think they're making jokes on Twitter like that if it's actually serious. I think this is a strain, things that happen to your body when you don't work out. You're working out now. I'm sure you're a little sore than you were before you started working out. So
I'm an animal.
I think it's more a situation like that. As far as the contract is concerned, I really don't think it's a big deal. Like, we know he's their franchise quarterback. They're going to get the deal done. They were going to get the deal done if he was practicing, if he wasn't practicing. Now, as far as him not going out there, well, now he's not going out there at all. And we know he's not going out there at all because, like, hey, let's put him in bubble wrap and they can continue to, quote unquote, work on the schedule. It wouldn't have surprised me if they would have announced the new contract like next week if this didn't happen. Like, all right, man, they got everything situated. Or even like today. Like, how long do you have to actually wait and let the other guy get his shine for signing their big contract before you announce your guy getting a big contract? So I think this contract gets done sooner rather than later.
Well, I hope so. But here's the deal. I know this is supposed to be about the injury itself, but I think this sheds more light onto the contract itself because the timing of which Justin Herbert got paid. Here's my takeaway on this. I still think there's more going on behind the scenes than what's being led on, and not about the injury, but about the contract. Now, the contract announcement could come at any moment and it'll just wash this whole thing away. And that's fine. That's a good thing actually for everyone involved. But here's what I'm thinking. Jalen Hurts gets paid right away. There's a gap between when he gets paid and when Lamar got his taken care of. And then after Lamar gets paid, obviously then there's Justin Herbert. And I don't think there was ever a danger of there being an overlapping of headlines being taken from the other. And maybe there's an unwritten rule amongst quarterbacks that we're not aware of, or that, hey, let that guy shine for a bit before.
Sean Payton don't care about unwritten rules.
No. But Justin Herbert, the timing of his contract makes a ton of sense. Camp's here. I'm not doing training camp. I'm not playing until this contract's done because a lot can happen, right? It made sense that his deal got done when it did. Camp's here. Let's just get this done. I don't want this to be a distraction during camp. If I get hurt during camp, who cares? I'm financially taken care of. It is what it is, right? So Joe Burrow stepping foot out on the practice field without a deal done is odd to me because I was told by all of you that the only reason this deal is not done is because, well, once Justin Herbert gets paid, then he'll get paid because he'll get paid more than Justin Herbert. Well, if that's the case, then it's been a few days since it got signed. I think that because we're in camp, Joe Burrow's deal should have been done by now. Like I said, I would love to know what the holdup is on the contract from this point. Joe Burrow's asking for this. The Bengals are saying no to something. The Bengals are countering with, we'll do this. Joe Burrow's saying no to that. They got to come to an agreement. I think this might speed it up a little bit. But I also think that the fact that I think Justin Herbert signed that he got his stuff done because camp was here. Joe Burrow camp is here. Should not have stepped foot out on the field to begin with. I know it was light work and it's super hot yesterday.
Yeah.
That could lead to that stuff. Not blaming Burrow. I'm not blaming anyone. But at the same time,
Football be footballing.
if this does not lead to a contract getting done soon, you guys should be concerned. If this didn't scare Burrow to say, you know what? All right, Herbert got paid. I'm next. What else could whatever Burrow's asking for, if nothing is done in the next week or two, that means the Bengals are balking at something, and that's on them. I'm Team Burrow on this one. I don't care what he's asking for. You're the Cincinnati Bengals. This is the most relevant you've been in my lifetime. Just give him whatever the hell he wants. He should not step foot on that field again until that contract is done. And I don't care if he's asking for the moon. You give him the moon, the stars, and any other planets you feel like giving him. Otherwise, he'll just give you, well, never mind. I can't say that, but you know what I mean. So bottom line is this. The deal needs to get done. This is a very interesting wrinkle because he's not coming back to that deal as done as Adam Schefter just reported. And my thing is this. If the deal, like everyone said, the Bengals are buttoned up. They got this deal already done. We're just waiting to see what the numbers are for Herbert so that Burrow can just sign the dotted line. Okay, he got 53. I get 55, 56, and then we move on with our day. That's not the case. So maybe I'm making something out of nothing. But, Kev, if a week from today, if Burrows does not have a contract extension, I think that's a problem. I think there's something going on behind the scenes. Now, a deal could be broken any moment, and all of this doesn't matter. But if a week from now, a deal is still not done, Kev, I say that's a huge red flag, and I don't care if people take that as I'm stirring the pot. I think that's a huge red flag because there's nothing else to wait for. You got plenty of time. You ain't practicing, all right? Every quarterback's been paid except you, so it's on the Bengals if a deal is not done a week from today at the very latest.
Well, he's not negotiating this contract. He has an agent for that. He's not Lamar, so he has a agent for that. So if he was practicing, that wouldn't hold up the contract negotiations either, because neither are the people that are in charge of the Bengals numbers and everything like that. So they should be working on that right now. They should have been working on it yesterday. That's not going to hold anything up. I know the announcement of Trey Hendrickson signing the extension that was announced yesterday, and then that's when the world stopped spinning for the Cincinnati Bengals organization. But you're right. They have to get this done. Both parties need to get this done. Let's just go ahead and get this over and done with. So it's not a topic anymore. It's not a topic going into the regular season. It's not a topic for when he does show back up in the building, because that's going to be the first question he's asked the first time he's available for media if he doesn't have a new contract. It's not going to be maybe the second. How's the calf? What's the update on the contract? That's the order of the questions that he's going to be asked. So the next time we see Joe Burrow should be him sitting in a nice suit, signing a contract, answering questions.
Probably like a pink bubble jacket with yellow bright sunglasses, and probably dye his hair purple. And
all right.
And he'll be like, he's the James Harden of the NFL, dude. Just the worst fashion in the entire world.
Fashion is confidence, sir.
Well, I can confidently say, there we go. Let's see. So Reggie Romine, what up, Reggie? By the way, we're live on the Justin Kidder Show Facebook page here on a Friday. Reggie says, how's it going today, guys? Not too bad. I think we're both enjoying our Friday. We got plans this weekend.
Indeed. What are you doing this weekend, by the way?
TBT. Carmen's crew going to keep on winning. We're going to be going down, I think, to the Oregon District this weekend, too.
Nice.
The Celtic Festival's this weekend?
Is it?
I think so, yes. I think that's the... Look, I'm a follower. I don't lead the group. The group just tells me where we're going, and I end up wherever they're at.
I'm the decision maker of my crew. Like, what are we doing this weekend?
Is your crew, your wife? Do you know?
Yeah, I have a crew. Come on now.
She does what you tell her to do.
No, wait. Don't get me in trouble.
I started stirring the pot today. I'm on a roll. My bad. I got you, Shayla. I got you. It's all good.
No, we're going to the 50 Cent show tomorrow night in Cincinnati, and then when that's over. And when that's over, we're going to the casino to watch the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight.
So you got a whole weekend planned.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fun weekend.
And I'll be going to the TBT tonight.
There you go. Again, Carmen's crew. All right. Carmen's crew and India Rising tonight, 8 o'clock, 1410 Wing AM, or hang out with Kev Nash at University of Dayton Arena. Reggie, by the way, said he stopped by to make sure. He said, I wrap up work, just stopping before I wrap up work to make sure Kinner isn't slandering the Bengals. I'm not slandering the Bengals, but, get a contract done. If a week from now, you guys think I will be the most obnoxious Bengals hater in the world a week from today if a deal is not done. Now, Troy on Facebook says, doesn't matter when it gets done, it will get done. It matters. It matters a lot, Troy. Like it kind of does. Sorry about that one. But yeah, Chad Kinser, Burrow's contract involves Joey Votto getting traded out of Cincinnati. That's the dispute. You know what? Maybe you're right. There's only one room for a Joey in Cincinnati, and one has to produce and the other doesn't. So I say Joe Burrow wins that one.
Okay, I thought you were about to say somebody's age. Okay.
I'll get the 40-year-old out of here. It's about the youth. Ron Howard, he says Burrow should get an Oscar for that injury, just using it to bargain. Yeah, I just think this dude hates training camp. I think this guy's like, he's lazy. He doesn't want to work. He doesn't want to put the work in.
It's too hot.
He's going to white parties or whatever the heck they're called. Is that not what they're called?
That's what they're called. Yes.
Yeah.
Some of them.
It's so wrong, by the way. Yeah, anyways, but so Chad Kinser also says, hopefully you don't do karaoke, Kev. Oh, people love that karaoke.
Man, I didn't even know that you posted that until the other day.
Yep.
My fit was fresh.
Did
My
you
fit was right.
Did you post my video?
No.
Why is that?
Because you did do it.
Yeah, you know me. I'm afraid of
Scared.
a mic. I'm afraid of a mic. Anyways, see, when I do radio, I could talk and disappoint people and not have to worry about the repercussion. But disappointing people in person, now that's a whole other game.
I did 2 songs. You couldn't even do one?
No, but I was there for support. Our
So
guy Hooper.
So if you were to do karaoke, what song would you do?
I really have no idea. That's the whole time. I was trying to find a way to get up there, but I'm like, there's not one song I'm confident enough to go up there and try and do. And only one beer, that wasn't happening.
You was drinking a light beer at that.
Light beer, heavy beer, don't matter. It was not happening, at least until I had a few more. But
a couple Bud Heavies in you, you'll be up there.
Nolan Russell says practice. We're talking about practice. Practice.
Absolutely.
I mean, Nolan, yes, we are talking about practice. And keep in mind, you're the same fan base that whines and complains. Well, we started out slow because he didn't get to practice with his team. Well, it sounds like practice is pretty important when you're using it to make excuses for why your team stinks the first couple weeks of the season. Nolan, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it.
Practice is super important in the NFL. This isn't basketball, especially this type of year. Like, they don't really practice during the season. They're not breaking out pads and tackling. They're doing a ton of walkthroughs. This practice is very important.
The Heat, by the way, let's not put anything past. I don't know who just got hurt, offensive lineman for the Saints.
Tyron Turner.
Injuries, and I've asked this. Let me ask you that. I'm going to ask Byers this. I think I've asked him in the past. I can't remember what his answer was. From a fan's perspective, and again, it stinks talking about your players getting injured, but let's be clear. Would you rather have your star player, and no one wants anyone to get hurt, but like, hear me out on this with this Joe Burrow thing. Would you rather have your star player get hurt in preseason and just put you out of your misery then, or lead you to 14-3? You're a Super Bowl is right there, and you get hurt right before the playoffs, and he's out for the playoffs. Which one is more demoralizing? Which one just hurts the most? I'm just curious.
I would say it will hurt the most getting hurt in the season when you're like the number 1 seed and you're looking like you can make a run to the Super Bowl because you've had this great ride throughout the regular season. You won a ton of games, probably had some comeback victories and everything like that. Your star player, potentially, let's say your quarterback is about to get the MVP award. He's getting all the love and your team's getting all the love. And then boom, you're derailed. And you know for sure that your backup quarterback is not going to be able to do the things that your starting quarterback was able to do, unless you're Chad Henne. And
he retired.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Justin Kinner, Kev Nash, 1410 ESPN Radio. Andrew John on Facebook says Bengals will be fine. Burrow knows this offense. He knew the offense last year, and they lost to Pittsburgh. They lost to Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys. And I was told, hey, those losses don't count. You remember, like he missed some time. He missed practice. He missed time out on the field during preseason. This is a big deal, Bengals fans. You're losing to the Browns now. You know that, right? But the thing is, as you know, I need Joe Burrow to be out there for week 1. I don't need any excuses for when the Browns whoop up on your Cincinnati Bengals. Oh, he missed a couple. You guys keep saying practice doesn't matter. He knows the offense. He knows all that. But then when you lose to the Browns in week 1, well, that calf strain, out 2.5 weeks. But, that 2.5 weeks is why they lost to the Browns. Nope. All the jokes aside, I'm glad it's just a calf strain. I'm glad it was nothing serious because, Kev, when he rolled out, and I heard it was a non-contact. When you saw the way he dropped on the non-contact, I'm like, oh, crap. That's a big deal. Of all the things it could have been, that was the best case scenario. So that's a win. Right there.
Definitely. Because I saw it on Twitter first, non-contact injury, and I automatically thought the worst. And then I saw the video.
Yep.
So I was like, well, still look bad. because nobody touched you and you go down to the ground. And then that's when everybody turned into a doctor on Twitter.
Yeah, what happened?
Or on X, whatever the hell it's called.
I thought Orlando Brown was supposed to protect Joe Burrow. He's on the ground already. Come on now. Big waste of an off-season edition, if you ask me. Just saying. No, glad Joe Burrow's all right. Hope he's back by week 1, because beating Trevor Siemian, it just doesn't mean the same as beating Joey B again. Browns back. This season. Just hurry up. Just hurry up. Less than a week away, though, from Browns' preseason games. So there's that.
Oh,
giddy.
Goodness.
I'm giddy.
You're not gonna watch that. You're not. I refuse to believe.
I'm gonna break it down. In fact, when is it? Next Wednesday?
Is it? I thought it was Thursday.
Next Friday, a week from Friday, we're gonna be talking about Joe Burrow and the Bengals not getting a contract done still. And I'm gonna give you the full first hour, hour 1, quarter 1 breakdown. Hour 2, we're gonna add a 4th hour for the 4th quarter breakdown. Oh, this is gonna be great stuff.
We go ahead and put in a vacation day.
You
can have it all.
Yep, he's like Joe Burrow. He out. We'll be right back.
It's the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash on 1410 ESPN Radio. ESPN 1410 Wing AM weather.
Today, mixed clouds and some with scattered thunderstorms. Going to be a hot one, high of 94. Tonight, partly cloudy with late night showers or thunderstorms, low around 75 degrees. For your weekend, partly cloudy in the morning on Saturday. Thunderstorms developing later in the day, high of 88. Sunday, partly cloudy, going to be cooler with a high around 85. I'm Adam Zellick for 1410 ESPN Radio.
Meet Joe A, Joe B, and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with autosave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect. Support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's peanut butter cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay. Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm on to something. Reese's. 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 If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's peanut butter cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay. Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm on to something. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
Want to feed your family without breaking the bank? Take a trip to Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken and pick up a 16-piece family meal at a great price. With 16 pieces of our classic honey-dipped, hand-breaded Famous Recipe Chicken, 4 craveable large sides, and 8 fluffy biscuits. It's affordable eats done right. Treat your crowd to the best for less with a Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken 16-piece family meal. Only at Lee's. Famous for chicken.
If you need new roofing, siding, or gutters, skylights, or patio enclosures, if you're a homeowner or business and need someone you can trust, don't take a chance. Enhance with Lance. Lance Roofing and Siding in Fairborn has been satisfying customers since 1993 and hold an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Lance Roofing and Siding, 8460 Dayton Springfield Road in Fairborn. Call for a free estimate at 864-2722. That's 864-2722 or online at lanceroofing.com.
Cordell Transportation is now hiring Class A CDL drivers. Excellent pay, benefits, and a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Apply today. Online at CordellTransportation.com. Driven to succeed.
What's it like to be one of the most sought-after basketball players in the nation?
Top 20 recruit. Say hello to Billy Preston.
You turn into a star damn near.
Preston.
We want Billy.
Until
somebody had called the NCAA anonymously.
The federal probe has turned up widespread fraud and corruption in college basketball.
Listen to The Bag Game from 30 for 30 podcasts.
We all got mud on us, man. All of us.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Thinking about gas mileage? If your check engine light is on, it may be affecting your MPGs, but the free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help. With the most complete free warning light report backed by technician-verified fixes, you'll know what's affecting your gas mileage and more, and you don't have to drive too far to find the fix. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service is available at all 6,200 stores.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
See details at AutoZone.com.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait, you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important that responsibility is. So we take the time to really get to know them.
Get to know them how?
We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle so we can tailor their portfolio to their specific needs. Our goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Sounds like a big responsibility. You must make big commissions then, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one single transparent fee that's structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
At Staples, school savings are always in session. From art supplies and essentials to the latest tech, in stock and priced low. School on, save on at your local Staples store.
The TBT on WING is back, and we'll have every Carmen's Crew game live here on 1410 ESPN Radio. Our TBT coverage is brought to you by Tim's Bar and Grill on Brown Street, Orion Sports Medicine, and Frickers.
Orion Sports Medicine, Timothy's Bar and Grill on Brown Street, and of course Frickers. We want to give a huge shout out to all of our sponsors for the TBT coverage. Unfortunately, the Red Scare run was very, very short this year. In fact, I think that's the first time in the TBT where they were eliminated in the first round. They've always won at least two games and have gone on little deep runs in this, and even going back to the bubble year when they were playing in the bubble. They made a little mini run to the semifinals that year. That was the first time we got to see. I mean, that was after the unfortunate ending to the COVID season in 20 when we didn't get to see that Obi Toppin team make a run. So immediately after that, just a few months later, to see Trey Landers and Ryan Mikesell on the floor together and Daryl Davis on the floor together, all playing, I thought that was pretty cool for that, that TBT run. So that was pretty neat. But nonetheless, we welcome you back, Justin Kinner, Kev Nash, Dayton's ESPN radio station, 1410 Wing AM. Joe Burrow's injury was a talking point to open up the show today. I think this injury, because of the fact that it is only a calf strain, he's only going to miss a little bit of time. There was we aired this audio. Listen to this audio again. ESPN's Adam Schefter. We kind of switched gears, more so less of the injury conversation and more about what the injury has to do with the contract moving forward. There is a talking point in here that does involve another guy that went to Ohio State and Nick Bosa.
And you have to wonder now, with Joe Burrow's agent also representing Nick Bosa, who didn't even show to the 49ers training camp and won't show until he gets a new contract, if we won't see Joe Burrow back on a practice field again until he does become the highest paid player in NFL history. But for now, it looks like a calf injury. Calf injuries usually sideline players multiple weeks, but mixed in with the backdrop of his unsettled contract situation, you have to wonder if we'll see Burrow again before his name gets signed.
No, for one, we will not see his name before signed, but it is always interesting to pay attention to the representation of the players, the agents, because a lot of times, sometimes players know what they want to do and they're telling their agent, hey, this is what I want to do, set this up. And then sometimes agents are giving these players advice like, hey, here's how we should attack it. This is how I did this for this player, and it led to us getting this done in this amount of time and got this amount of percentage of what he was asking for. So I saw some people worried that, oh man, like Nick Bosa plays a lot of hardball and all this stuff. And, that the agent and this and that. I don't even know who the agent for Nick Bosa is and the agent for Joe Burrow is, to be honest with you. Nick Bosa has always operated his way, even going back to college. Like, back before, like, college is looked at as a business now. The players treat it as a business. So do the teams and programs. Back then, we were afraid to say that, right? Like, but Nick Bosa, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the fact that he got hurt. And to me, I don't care, bailed on his team. I thought it was wild that Nick Bosa gets hurt.
They're killing you on the boards.
Yep. It led to a falling out with, people associated with the station years ago because I had to have an opinion that they didn't agree with. And it was about Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa gets hurt. Hey, that's fine. You're hurt. You're out for the season. You still stick it out with your team. You be a good teammate, blah, blah, blah. Apparently, Ohio State has crappy training facilities and was not going to allow him to be in position to rehab and all this. And Ohio State, they just need more dollars pumped into the program so they have better workout places. But, he moved with his brother to Joey in San Diego, who at the time was in San Diego before they moved, of course, to Los Angeles. So bottom line is, to me, Kev, I don't think the representation of Nick Bosa will have any impact or influence on Joe Burrow. Nick Bosa has always operated that way where, hey, I'm first. I'm getting my money. I'm not going to risk sticking around at practices. I got to make sure I'm as 100% ready to go for the draft to get every dollar I have coming to me. That's what he's doing now. Nothing wrong with that. That's his approach. I don't think that's going to be the influence on Burrow. He wants his money and he's going to get it just like Nick is, but I wouldn't worry about the agent influencing Burrow to do any kind of holdout or do any kind of thing wild that could lead to any kind of drama, when it comes to this contract.
Yeah, I think Joe walks to the own beat of his drum. He showed up at practice. He was willing to go out there and quote unquote risk it and play and everything like that in practice. But you remember the days of like the early 90s, David Falk was the guy, the agent that everybody knows, and Drew Rosenhaus, the NFL guys that in the early 2000s, and now it's Rich Paul really dominating agencies in the NBA and everything like that. These agents have a lot of power because they not just work with the Cincinnati Bengals. They got players that work play for the 49ers, play for the Steelers. They got players all over the place. They got connections all over the league. So, they can advise you and, hey, you should do X, Y, and Z. But at the end of the day, the agent works for the player, and the player is going to do ultimately what they want to do.
Justin Kinner, Kev Nash, Chad Kinster weighs in. He goes, maybe that's why Joe isn't at practice. They might be in meetings to get things done. Who knows? I think it's more of a behind the curtain ordeal, and people like Adam are reading more into it than what it is. Normally I'd say, yeah, I don't think so though. I think Adam's right on this though, to a certain extent. Now I think he's right. I don't think the influence of the agent for Burrow is going to, or I don't think the agent is going to have an influence on Burrow's decision on this. I think this was a wake up call. That was so bad yesterday. That could have been so much worse, right? It's kind of a wake up call. Like, okay, let's just get this deal done. I don't know if this speeds up Burrow to adhere to what the request is of the Bengals, or if it makes the Bengals say, let's just hurry up and get this deal done. The Bengals, might give them a reason to slow down on some of the demands. Like, it's third straight camp where you have something wrong with you. Like, what do we do? You never know. Remember, just like in the draft, they're looking for reasons not to draft you. Whether they love Burrow or not, they're always looking for reasons to not give you every single dime that you're asking for. I don't know. There's nothing to make of it right now. But like I said, I don't think I'm wrong. A week from today, if Burrow's not signed a week, if he's not signed a week from today, I think there's some weird stuff going on that we're not privy to. Like you said, behind closed doors, Chad, I think there's behind closed door ordeals going on. But if he's not signed a week, there's really no excuse for him not to be signed a week from now. Herbert's deal's done. Apparently, everything was just sitting back and waiting to see what Herbert gets and cross some I's and dot some T's, or dot some I's and cross some I's. I don't care what you got to do it. But it will be a major concern and a big red flag if a week from now that's not taken care of.
Yeah, they need to get it taken care of sooner rather than later, because like I said, the first segment, the next time we see Joe Burrow, it should be him signing his new contract. That should be the next time we see him. And you know what else signing this contract does? Not only for Joe Burrow, giving him security, it also gives the Cincinnati Bengals security, and it also gives the locker room like, okay, we don't have to answer these questions. You're not going to have Jamar Chase answer this question. You're not going to have T. Higgins. You're not going to have coach. You're not going to have anybody ask a question about Joe Burrow's contract. It'll all shift to T. Higgins.
Yep. By the way, I was got a huge kick out of yesterday. Jamar Chase. Everyone's like, oh, thank God. Jamar Chase said he's all right. Jamar Chase also said he wasn't going to take every dime coming to him, and he's taking every dime coming to him. So I don't put a dang cent into anything that Jamar Chase has to say because he talks about other people's money all the time. He just says whatever he says. I like Jamar. He's a character, dude. But, like, I'm not putting any stock in any – oh, he said he's going to be fine. Oh, okay. Like, I'm going to believe anything. He also said that Joe Burrow wasn't going to – he didn't care about money. All he cared about winning. Aaron Rodgers, though, that guy cares about winning. Aaron Rodgers is the one taking pay cuts to win, while Joe Burrow, just say it. No, Ron Howard, the guy licking his chops right now is Trevor Lawrence. Yes, I mean, whatever Joe Burrow gets, Trevor Lawrence is going to get paid more a year from now.
He better do something. He better do something very spectacular this season. That's all I know. Because if you look at it,
you just
he had no. He's played 8 good games his entire career. He's played 8 good games. Granted, 7 of those 8 were last season in the back half, and that's a whole bunch of money to give to him off of 8 games. So obviously he has this year to show and prove that, hey, the last back half stretch, that's who I truly am. And he has a great coach, a Super Bowl winning coach. Calvin Ridley's added to that roster and everything like that. Zay Jones is out there balling, got a lot of weapons around him. Not doubting that he can get it done, but I'm just saying, like, people ready to cough up the contract and have him be the highest paid quarterback like a week after Joe Burrow is. I wouldn't go that far. I would like to see this year before I'm willing to do that.
Oh, no, Trevor Lawrence ain't getting paid this year. I think he's paid next year. I just mean like he's the next quarterback up to be paid.
He's next up, but like they have to win 12 games and win the division before, and obviously him ball for me to give him a contract that's going to be on the likes of Joe Burrow and Josh Allen and all the other guys out there. Like, because it was a lot of the blame got put on Urban Meyer the rookie year, rightfully so. But that first half of last year was not pretty. And let's not forget, they did only win their division by 1 game. And we talk about how terrible Tennessee Titans are. Like, think about it. Like, Josh Dobbs was the quarterback in that last game. They were on their 4th quarterback, and they still almost went to the playoffs last year. So, yes, I think Sunshine is a very good quarterback. I just want to make sure, and that's what this season is about. Like, okay, I think you're going to be that guy. I'm hopeful you're that guy. Let's get through this season to make sure you're that guy before we cut you this large check.
Yeah, well, by the way, Chad chimes in. Sunshine will never be Burrow. You see what you got these people doing. Sunshine will never be Burrow. I'm not saying that because I'm a Bengals fan, but let's be honest. He's not even in the conversation of being a future elite quarterback. Actually, he is. He is considered an elite quarterback based on the way he was projecting, in the back half of the season. That performance going head-to-head with Patrick Mahomes elevated him as well.
Yeah.
I actually think that, I think you are a Bengals fan that is kind of trying to downplay who Trevor Lawrence is because, he's not even in the conversation of being a future elite quarterback. I think
he's been in that conversation since he was in high school, since he was a junior in high school. That was the projection. And then he showed up at Clemson, took somebody's job, won a national championship, first overall quarterback. Like, he's in that conversation, no doubt about it. I'm merely saying, hey, all right, well, you were terrible your rookie year. Whatever reason we want to say, it was him, it was Urban Meyer, whatever. Okay, you got that mulligan. You got a Super Bowl winning coach. You guys were rough, and then you turn it around, and you get credit for that. You were also terrible in that first half against the Chargers. You turned it around, so you get credit for that. I just want to make sure this season, okay, we're good. We're headed to where we thought you were going to be before I give you this check. Because if they go 8-9. I don't know we're going to be able to give you the highest paid contract. We're going to pay you, but I don't think we're going to be up in there that 370 where the next contract for a quarterback is going to be.
And keep in mind, by the way, not everyone is as fortunate as Joey Burrow, where you have all these elite wide receivers handed to you. Now, Trevor Lawrence is going to have that. He has Calvin Ridley now. Like he has a weapon now. So look out for that, but Bengals fans acting like, well, he doesn't look like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has every elite weapon you could think of. So, none of the quarterbacks have been as fortunate. That's why what makes Justin Herbert, what he done so impressive. He didn't have the help that Joey B has had.
Oh, he got it this year. Oh boy. He got a basketball team out there. He got a bunch of power forwards playing wide receiver.
Let's go.
He plays in the AFC, right?
Justin Herbert better than Joe Burrow. I've said it from day one. Stats don't lie. Just say it. Anyways, and right now he makes more than Joe Burrow too. So the dollars. Who gets paid first? Justin Fields. Like next year, the two quarterbacks everyone will be keeping an eye on. And again, to your point, assuming that that Trevor Lawrence lives up to expectations this year, and assuming that Justin Fields lives up to expectations this year, who's paid first and who's paid more? And are both of those the same? I guess no. Who gets paid last gets paid more technically, but who will get paid more, I guess, is more important.
Trevor Lawrence.
If Fields lives up to expectations, though, with his ability, like the Lamar aspect, dangerous on the with his legs and dangerous with his arm. If Fields could show this year that he is that guy that he was in college, I'll take Fields over Lawrence every day.
Ooh.
Because of his like Lamar. But the questions are with Fields and all that stuff. Can you be an elite passer? We've seen it in college. Lamar was an elite passer in college. We haven't seen it in the NFL. So there is similar parallels between Lamar and Justin Fields.
It'll be Trevor Lawrence because just like you talked about, they're looking for reasons not to pay you. The reason they'll look to not to pay Justin Fields if he plays up to snuff this year is like, well, he runs too much. What if he gets hurt?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that we see that coming a mile away. They go, I don't know, they go 10-7 or whatever, make the playoffs, lose in the first round. He plays good football, throws for 3,800 yards and rushes for like another 800 yards. They're like, well, he ran a little too much. I don't know if we can pay him that much money. He might get hurt. So we're gonna pay you a good amount, but we're not gonna pay you the maximum amount. It's all good. Go Bucks.
Kenner and Cap, 1410 Wing AM. Cap or no cap coming up next. Go Bucks, as you said.
It's the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash.
Justin, you're awesome, baby.
Right here on 1410 ESPN Radio.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
This is Matt Crowder live at the gas station on 41st Street reporting on those skyrocketing gas prices. Excuse me, miss. Are you buying less gas now because of the high prices?
Oh, I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Well, does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Stop paying full price for gas. Download the free Upside app and get real cash back every time you buy gas. This is Matt Crowder Radio News Network. Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LANE for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LANE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LANE.
Make memories that will last a lifetime at the Ohio State Fair, July 26th through August 6th. Enjoy food, fun, entertainment, and your favorite fair traditions. Get tickets to visit the Ohio State Fair, July 26th through August 6th at ohiostatefair.com.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state. The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at onnradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
When you need to hire, you need Indeed. The hiring solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
At Harley-Davidson of Xenia, the atmosphere is positively electric as we look to the future. Our name may have changed, but Harley-Davidson of Xenia has been locally owned since 1984. Under our new management, the staff and store are buzzing to get you set up for the open road. Whether you're shopping for merchandise, a new bike, or just need some maintenance on your current ride, Harley-Davidson of Xenia is here for you. Visit us online to learn more and to place a reservation on your new bike. hdofxenia.com.
Sports injury, low back pain, or are you interested in improving your performance and getting to the next level? Orion Sports Medicine is truly a unique sports medicine and physical therapy clinic and training facility. We offer a highly educated staff that is experienced working with athletes from the recreational and youth levels to elite professionals. We offer services that include PT, functional assessment, wellness, fitness, return to sports, sports medicine, strength and conditioning, and more at our state-of-the-art facility in Miamisburg. For more information, visit orionsportsmedicine.com.
Need legal help? We can help. Hi, this is Mike Foley, your Montgomery County Clerk of Courts. Have you heard about our new help center? It's located at the Montgomery County Courthouse, providing legal information and forms. And we also share programs and resources that may be available to you. Let us help you navigate the court system. Visit us online at courthouse2u.com for more info.
Get 11% off everything at Menards. Enhance your home scent with Airwick air freshener refills. They're long-lasting and contain natural essential oils to give your home a fresh fragrance that always smells welcoming. Use them with all Airwick air freshener warmers and save big money. A 2-pack of Airwick refills is just $4.78 after 11% rebate at Menards. Good through July 30th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
You have empty office space to fill or home office to create. You know what you need. You know what you'd like. But you also have a pretty good idea after you've shopped around the usual places what you need and what you like might not happen. Well, then you haven't been to Charles Larrick's Warehouse Outlet. Nobody has their selection. Nobody has their discounts. And every week, there's something new. If you need office furniture, Larrick's Warehouse Outlet can sell it to you for half the price and below manufacturer's selected prices. Half price and below on hundreds of items. Selection from budget to the best. Really, desks from $50 to $5,000. Filing cabinets from $25 to $500. Before you go anywhere else, do yourself a favor and come to Larrick's Warehouse Outlet. With 25,000 square feet of selection, you're not going to go anywhere else. Larrick's Warehouse Outlet at 23 McOil Avenue, Dayton. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6. Larrick's, continuing the tradition.
Discover credit cards do something awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you've earned double. See terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
The TBT on WING is back, as we'll have every game featuring your Ohio State Buckeyes alumni team, Carmen's Crew, right here on Dayton's home of the Buckeyes, 1410 Wing AM. Visit thetournament.com for tickets and to view the complete schedule.
Justin Kinner, Kev Nash back with you here on 1410 ESPN Radio. As you just heard, the TBT on WING continues tonight. Carmen's Crew, Ohio State basketball, right here on Dayton's radio, home of the Ohio State Buckeyes, 1410 Wing AM. We're live on the Justin Kinner Show Facebook page now, live on ESPN Dayton's YouTube channel, and, of course, live on 1410 Wing AM and streaming live at wingam.com. So there's lots of ways to take the show in, and you can also ask your Alexa device to play the Kinner and Kev show, as well as all ESPN 1410 Wing AM programming. Take advantage of that. The TBT on WING tonight, you have not defending champions, but a former TBT champion in Carmen's Crew taking on India Rising. India Rising, again, completing what is being deemed the biggest upset in TBT history, an 8 seed knocking off a 1 seed. Unfortunately, that's tough to hear for Flyer fans here in the area because that was the team they knocked out. The Dayton Flyers, the Red Scare, the 1 seed. But the preview for tonight, this one pits a former TBT champion against the underdog with nothing to lose. Carmen's Crew, the Ohio State University alumni squad, pulled away from team overtime in round 1. Caleb and Andre Wesson combined for 29 points to lead the way for the Buckeyes alumni team. India Rising made it to the regional semifinal round after stunning the top-seeded Red Scare on the University of Dayton alumni team's home floor. And again, that's how we get to this matchup here tonight. So I'm pretty excited about that. Watching the fans of India Rising lose their mind about this win, I think, sometimes we don't appreciate what the game of basketball means, just outside. I mean, to us, this is just a fun little tournament, but this means a lot to this, India Rising team, who I guess they've pitted together some of the biggest pros from India to make this roster up. This isn't just like some little alumni team of some guys just, coming back to hang out for a week or two. And by the way, I'm not watering that down because those guys take it serious like Carmen's Crew, but this is like a huge deal to them, especially because last year they just got ousted right off the bat. So to knock off Dayton in basically a road environment,
Yeah.
that was a big deal to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about like these games. So the team that I follow, Boeheim's Army, they're playing Blue Collar, who is the alumni team of Buffalo. And obviously we're in Dayton, so we don't know a ton about like the rivalry that happens between the city of Syracuse and Buffalo, but like they're pitted off against one another. It was almost basically the same thing that could have happened in the second round of the TBT here locally, Ohio State and UD's alumni team playing each other. So I looked at the bracket and I kind of see like how we always talk about March Madness and like, all right, man, we see the matchups happening. And, oh, man, they're going to have Duke play Kentucky in the Sweet 16 if everything pans out. Like the TBT definitely lines those type of things up. There's no mystery why Ohio State and, the Red Scare are in the same bracket. And there's no mystery why Boeheim's Army and Blue Collar U are in the same bracket because they're producing these matchups and they're going to put a lot of eyeballs on it and ears. 14-10. Listen,
because when these teams announce their TBT rosters, that's the intended rosters, but injuries happen. There was no Josh Cunningham for the Red Scare, of course. You also have the fact that Trey Landers is in slam ball, so he was not available. There was just a lot of guys that weren't available. That's why I asked Joey Gruden when he was on with us last week, the biggest name you reached out to that couldn't do it. And he said, if there's a guy that played for Dayton, at one point, they were called. He just said, put it that way. Everyone was called. I can't believe Obi turned him down. That's just
what's he doing, man?
Obi, the TBT stopping Obi Toppin. That's what happened right there. No, he's a little busy. He's a little busy.
Pacers.
Season. Yeah. Pace yourself, Flyer fans. Hopefully it's a long time before he's available to play for your TBT team. Let's just be real. But
what team does Trey play for in slam ball?
I should know that off the top of my head. I do not remember what team, but I don't think he's even played yet. I think he's also injured, if I'm not mistaken. By the way, for the Red Scare too, they also had Trevor Thompson the last couple of years, a 7-footer. He's on Carmen's Crew's team now. And by the way, you're right. When they put those out, it does. They kind of let the build to some of these matchups happen. Like I know 2 years ago when Norm and I were at the Covelli Center, it was supposed to be the Dayton team and Ohio State team are the favorites to win their way out of that and play in the semifinals at UD Arena. So you know what I mean? Like you have the build up to it, and then Ohio State Carmen's Crew plays at UD Arena. Then last year, there was no Carmen's Crew team. The very first year when they played at Capitol, they ended up playing, and that was just an electric atmosphere for that. That was back when you had the Thad Mata Carmen's Crew team, and you had David Lighty and Buford and Diebler and Kraft and all of those guys. Diebler is now a coach with Thad Mata over at Butler, so that's why he's not available to play. But the only thing with Carmen's Crew team, they don't have 3-point shooting. They do not have 3-point shooting, so they kind of need that. They would love to have that Diebler. I'm curious if William Buford plays tonight. I talked to him the other night. He's kind of using this as a way to springboard back into the pro scene. And because everyone was confused, like all the Mata guys kind of retired a little bit, if you will.
Right.
He came back, but it's because he injured himself last year. There was no TBT, but he injured himself during his pro season. So a lot of teams have kind of lost interest. So he's kind of using this as a showcase to show that he still has that spring in his step and that he still has, the ability to play. He was sick the other night. So if that was the only game he played, he didn't want it to be a bad game because he was sick. So that's one reason he sat out, but he should be good to go tonight. But I haven't heard from him regarding that. So I'm excited to see him coming up later on tonight. All right. We don't have a ton of time for cap or no cap. We may not get to it at this moment now, but Reggie Romine, says, while Herbert, he's upset about my Herbert's better than Joe Burrow coming. He is he is better. Joe Burrow's had better team success. It's pretty simple. It's not even up for debate. Statistically speaking, Herbert is a better quarterback than Joe Burrow. From a statistical team perspective, Burrow's had more success. But as things even out, as the rosters diminish because Joe Burrow's been paid, once Joe Burrow's paid and the roster starts diminishing, you'll get to see the real Joe Burrow. We've had a chance to see the real Justin Herbert, especially last year, because I see that Reggie is bringing up, Keenan Allen and bringing up all the weapons that he has. Yes, those are great weapons to have when they're out there. They weren't out there last year. There was a stretch where he went 7 straight weeks where he played with a bunch of undrafted wide receivers. That's how bad the injury bug kind of caught up with them last year, and yet they still made the playoffs. Now, that's a horrible exit of the playoffs, by the way. Let's be clear. I'm not defending him there. He also plays for a horrible coach. Joe Burrow has the better coach. Joe Burrow has the better skilled players. Joe Burrow has the better defense. Joe Burrow has the better everything. So yes, Joe Burrow should have more team success, but he's not better than Justin Herbert. And the fact that that's what makes Justin Herbert's numbers even more impressive is he doesn't have a Jamar Chase. He doesn't have a T Higgins, and the Keenan Allen and the guys that he does have, they haven't been healthy. That's why Eckler, a weapon, you're bringing an Eckler to a T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon fight. You ain't going to win that one as far as that's concerned. But I appreciate the effort in the debate. By the way, it's hard to debate on Facebook. I'm going to shoot it down. I get the last word. At least if you call in, we could have that debate, Reggie. I mean, let's go. The phone lines, 518-1410. They are open. But nonetheless, let's see. What's the time that we got on this? I guess, you know what? We do have a little.
Go for it.
It'll be a truncated version of everyone's favorite game that we play on a Friday, cap or no cap.
It's time for everyone's favorite segment, Cap or No Cap.
All right, so we don't have a ton of time for this, Cap, but we'll try to squeeze in as many of these as possible as we close out the hour here. Again, Cap or No Cap live here on Dayton's ESPN radio station. Cap means
lie.
No cap,
truth.
So we're playing lie or truth right here on 1410 Wing AM. All right, so we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but Big Ten Media Days. Lot was made about Ryan Day's comments regarding visiting the conversation of moving the Ohio State-Michigan game because of the possibility of them playing in back-to-back weeks, final game of the regular season, and then a week later in the Big Ten championship game, especially now with the new format being the top two teams play each other. I guess the last 2 years, we would have had Ohio State, Michigan in back-to-back, weeks had the next year's format have been implemented years ago. So cap or no cap, Kev, the Ohio State-Michigan game will eventually be moved from the last week in the regular season. Cap or no cap?
No cap. Tradition is off the table. And we'd act like they're not going to play at all. Like it doesn't have to be played on that date. It just doesn't have to be played the last game of the season. As long as they're playing, that's the only thing we should be worried about. And guess what? They'll always play until the end of time. So no cap. It'll move. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
I'm going to say cap. Now, I mean, again, I guess this is a broad statement. I mean, maybe at some point it does. I mean, there's a lot of years left in this wonderful world, right? So, I mean, I'm sure at some point, but for right now, I'm going to say cap. I don't think the Big Ten wants to move this. I don't think they want to move it at all. I thought Ryan Day's reasoning is semi-understandable, but at the same time, I mean, it's kind of your fault that Michigan's even back in this conversation. You beat Michigan the way you're supposed to, the way Urban Meyer did. He had no problem doing it. Everything's fine. No, bottom line is this. It's very cocky and arrogant just to assume that Ohio State, Michigan are going to be 1 and 2. It's just very cocky to assume that Ohio State, Michigan are going to be the top two teams every year. Because if I'm Lincoln Riley and USC, I'm like, Ryan Day, that's cute and all, but maybe you should be focused more on beating Michigan instead of worrying about when you play them. I don't think it's going to happen because at the same time, that last week that is the perfect cherry on top to regular season. And I don't understand, I don't think ratings will drop because, oh man, I have to watch this game again. We just watched it last week. No, give me more. The uniqueness of it. Maybe over time it starts to get a little too much, but you know what? For right now, that would be one interesting wrinkle if those two teams had to play each other in back-to-back weeks. But the thing is, with USC coming and Jim Harbaugh going to be in the NFL next year, Michigan's not going to be relevant after this upcoming season anyway, so there's no need to worry about it. I say cap.
I say this is do or die for Michigan. This is do or die. I know we're not talking a ton of college football right now. I know we get to it closer and closer we get to the season. We'll get some of my sleeper picks and everything like that. But this Michigan team, championship or bust.
Yep.
Not Big Ten championship or bust. Not make it to the playoff bust. Not go to the championship game or bust. It is hoist the natty or bust.
All right. Again, we're speeding through these a little bit, but let's stay on that. That's a good way to feed off of what you just talked about. So Jim Harbaugh said that his quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, is a once-in-a-generation type of quarterback. I have searched my memory for somebody who has been a first-time starter and had a better first year as a first-time starter, and I can't come up with one. Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa. Let's see. Let's go with Justin Fields, Jameis Winston.
Caleb Williams.
Let's go with C.J. Stroud. I mean, they were all. I mean, at least Justin Fields,
Tommy
Dwayne
Frazier.
Haskins. Dwayne Haskins, C.J. Stroud, and Justin Fields, all Heisman finalists in their first year as starters. J.J. McCarthy, what? No. What are we? Anyways, cap or no cap, Kev. J.J. McCarthy will have a better season than Kyle McCord or Devin Brown this season. Cap or no cap?
No cap. I got Michigan having a very, very good season. We'll do predictions later, but I think he's going to ball out of control this year.
I say cap mainly because of the fact that, again, being the quarterback on a team that could potentially be better is a lot different than the quarterback having a better season. Last I checked, I don't care how good he thinks J.J. McCarthy is. And to be fair, J.J. McCarthy is getting a lot of very positive draft grades for next year, a very underrated quarterback heading into the season. But do I think that he's, on the same level of what a Kyle McCord or a Devin Brown could be? Again, we've seen the history of Ohio State quarterbacks come in and dominate. I mean, Dwayne Haskins, first-year starter, Heisman finalist. Justin Fields, Heisman finalist. C.J. Stroud, Heisman finalist. So I think that continues. Twice. And also, the last I checked, J.J. McCarthy, you don't have a Marvin Harrison Jr. or a Emeka Egbuka or, and the list goes on and on. So I think that, again, doesn't mean that for sure Ohio State has a better season than Michigan. We want it to. But until I see an average quarterback in Ryan Day's system, I will not disrespect the Buckeye quarterback tree as far as that goes. Are you even a real fan?
Go Bucks.
At all? You pro Michigan. My gosh.
Go green, go white.
Yeah. Kidder and Cap, 1410 Wing AM, the shortest version of Cap or No Cap. Yes, that's a good way to end that one as far as that's concerned. Go Bucks. We'll be right back.
Listen, stream, watch. It's the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash right here on Dayton's ESPN Radio, 1410 Wing AM.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the Shades of Summer sale, July 28th through August 7th, and get 35% off paints and stains with prices starting at $28.92. That means 35% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 35% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language? In as little as 3 weeks, Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-785-1155. That's 800-785-1155. 800-785-1155.
Have you lost Ohio Medicaid? At healthcare.gov, you can find a low-cost, quality health plan.
Do plans cover doctor visits?
What about emergency care?
And prescriptions?
All covered and more. Plus, with the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
$5,000 sign-on bonus. That's right. My friends at Cordell Transportation are now hiring experienced Class A CDL drivers with excellent work history. If that's you, apply now. Cordell Transportation offers home daily dedicated lanes, no-touch freight, and brand new equipment, plus a $5,000 sign-on bonus paid over 18 months, paid orientation, and company 401k with company match. Apply online at CordellTransportation.com. Cordell Transportation, driven to succeed.
KFC's new Ultimate Barbecue Fried Chicken Sandwich. It's a barbecue in every bite, only at KFC. That's finger-licking good.
Buckeye fans, don't miss Dayton's own Keith Byers every Wednesday at noon on The Keith Byers Show, presented by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken.
Coming to you live from the Superbook Sports Studios in Kettering. You're listening to Dayton's ESPN Radio, 1410 Wing AM.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Justin Kinner with you here on Dayton's ESPN radio station, 1410 Wing AM. 518-1410, 518-1410. Kev Nash will pop back in with us here in just a little bit. We're going to talk some Cincinnati Reds coming up, the trade deadline coming up, just a few days away. And, there's a lot of interesting names circulating around for the Reds, including Justin Verlander, which is pretty wild to me. I want to give a shout-out to Andrew John. Andrew John, I didn't mean to ignore you earlier. On Facebook, Andrew John messaged in, Verlander coming to Cincinnati, ? Seems pricey for an old guy. We'll talk Justin Verlander to Cincinnati coming up here on the other side of this conversation. I promise you that much. I'm not against it. Remember, Justin Verlander is he produces, okay? His last 6 starts or something like that. I think he has he's 3-1 in his last 6 starts, and he has like a 1.9 ERA in that little stretch. He was very inconsistent, but he had the injury to start the year, but he's heating back up. But the Mets are out of it, and they're going to be looking to just try to, they're going to be, moving on from a bunch of their sellers at the deadline. The thing is, I don't know how much leverage the Mets have when it comes to Justin Verlander. I think there are other teams who might be a little bit more desperate to give up pieces to add him. But if the Reds don't have to give up any of their elite prospects, I'm up for it. I'm fine. I think that they could do it. I think, the Reds have to part with something. All right. This idea that, we can't part ways with any top prospects. I get that. I'm not asking them to move on from like Noelli Marte or Encarnacion Strand or Ellie or anything like that. But this idea that the Reds can't move on from anybody, keep in mind, the most dominant teams in baseball, they replenish their farm system so that, yes, they can win with their young talent, but they also use that talent to utilize in trades. But you got to ask yourself how legit. The real question comes down to how much of a believer is this front office in this team? How deep do they think they can go into playoffs? If you need Justin Verlander because you feel like you have a chance to win a World Series, then I don't think that we should have any restrictions on any of the young talent. If the Reds front office, and we believe that they are good enough to win a World Series, I don't think anything is off the table outside of your elite guys. But I know what people are concerned. But if Justin Verlander can help you win a World Series, if there's Justin Verlander, Hunter Green, Nick Lodolo, Andrew Abbott, Graham Ashcraft, and to be honest, I think it's Andrew Abbott, Justin Verlander, Graham Ashcraft, and then you put in Hunter Green, Nick Lodolo in that order. That would be huge. But again, you got to ask yourself, is this team good enough to win a World Series? If they're playing the Brewers, no. But to be honest, watching them play anybody else, they're as electric and dominant as any other team, top team in baseball. So why not? But we'll talk about that more coming up here in a bit. Andrew, thank you for bringing that to my attention. All right, Dabo Sweeney, 805 winning percentage is his name on YouTube. He's questioning my comment about Justin Herbert being a better quarterback than Joe Burrow. He is. Joe Burrow's had more team success. Justin Herbert's a better quarterback. It's not really up for debate. Go look at the stats. They don't lie. And it's not all about the stats. I get that. But he's a better thrower of the ball. He has a bigger skill set. He's way more versatile. And he also doesn't have a Jamar Chase and a T. Higgins and a Tyler Boyd. He actually has to go out there and, he has to elevate guys around him. Now, this guy on YouTube says, but a lot of players have come to Cincinnati just to play with Joe Burrow. Who came to Cincinnati to play with Joe Burrow? Tyler Boyd was already there. All right. You drafted T. Higgins and you drafted Jamar Chase. And let's be clear. It doesn't matter. I mean, Joe Burrow, yes, guys want to go to, play. They want to go to a winner. The Bengals are a winning organization right now. All right. They're not winning just because of Joe Burrow. They're winning because of T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd and Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon. They're winning because of Trey Hendrickson. They're winning because of all these guys on the defensive side of the ball. All right. And to say that, leadership has to be taken into account, a quarterback's ability to elevate the other 52 guys matter most. Joe Burrow made it to the playoffs with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd last year. Go look at who Justin Herbert led to the playoffs last year. He led a moronic coach. All right. Their coach is a moron. He has no clue what he's doing. Okay. Coach is horrible. All right. Every one of their wide receivers was knocked out last year. The only weapon he had was, and it's not a bad weapon by any means, but he only had, and that was Eckler. Eckler had to literally do everything for that offense along with Justin Herbert. Joe Burrow, like I said, he has T. Higgins, he has Tyler Boyd, he has Jamar Chase, he had an improved offensive line. Trust me. Joe Burrow, if you didn't produce, I would have a problem, an even bigger problem, because you have every piece to the puzzle that you need. Justin Herbert, not so much. Not so much. So stop making excuses. I get it. You're upset. Oh, Joe Burrow, I know you think he should be walking on water, but he's not the best quarterback in the NFL. Justin Herbert's better. Patrick Mahomes is better. But Joe Burrow and the Bengals are winning, and that's all that matters. I'm not trying to down him, but you guys are making me. So just throwing that out there. We'll be right back.
It's the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash on 1410 ESPN Radio.
ESPN 1410 Wing AM weather.
A heat advisory in effect until 9 o'clock this